Hi everyone, welcome to the Free Range Diva. Today I have for you my top 5 fastest growing houseplants. So if you are someone who wants quick gratification, if you want to get more bang for your buck, if you want to pay a little bit for a tiny little plant that is going to become a big plant within a couple of months, then keep watching because I have 5 of some amazingly beautiful plants. Here we go. Let me start by saying that if the more light that you give your plant, the faster it's going to grow. And all of these plants, with the exception of one, sit in or hang in a window. The one that doesn't is the one that I'm going to start with. It sits right to my right on my desk. I have talked about this plant before. This is my Maranta plant, prayer plant, and this plant used to sit up there, and I moved it for a couple of days while I was trying to decide if I wanted to keep my ZZ plant up there. And during that time I put it on my desk, and after a couple of days I noticed that there were a lot of new leaves start coming out. It seemed to come out of nowhere. All of this on the top here is new growth. As you can see, here's a new one coming out here, another new one there, one here. So it was growing, so I left it sitting, and the light that it gets is probably just sort of the ambient light from the room. I have directly in front of me a north-facing window, and to my left a west-facing window. So it doesn't get direct sun or anything. It just gets probably a medium light all day long. And it has gone crazy. So Maranta is my #1. And what's even more amazing is that when I'm taking it out, and you can see right there that this thing is root bound. It really needs to be replanted, and I've ordered some pots from Amazon, and as soon as they get here, they should be here in a few days, I'm going to repot it. But yeah, despite the fact that its roots are, coming out the bottom of the pot, it's still growing. Oh, and one other thing is that it's showing some little bit of brown tips on some of the older leaves, and I think that this plant needs to stay moist, and I think that I don't keep up with the watering the way that I should. So I think that's why that's happening. So about a month ago, this is a Tradescantia Fluminensis Variegata, variegated Tradescantia basically. And I ordered this about a month ago from Steve Leaves, came in a 4-inch pot. And Steve's Leaves is located in Texas, and I'm in California. But for whatever reason, the Postal Service decided to mail this plant to Maryland in the middle of a heat wave, and then back to me in California. So by the time it got here, it was drooping. The leaves were thin and limp. 3 of the stems had broken off, and most of the leaves had crispy, had been cooked. They were just cooked to a crisp. So I took the 3 stems that had come off, and I propagated them. And if you don't know, one of the Tradescantias are known for being fast growers and fast propagators. And so within about 2 days, I started seeing roots. Moved it to soil, and this weekend I moved the whole thing from the 4-inch pot it's now in a 5-inch pot to give it more room. And as you can see, if I can, I think I got a picture of when it first arrived. I will show you that, but it has just exploded. It hangs in my north window. This plant, I water it probably really good once a week. And, it's been a month. And look at this. I mean, this is crazy. Hoya Carnosa, #3. This is, I got this plant, I think it was in June or May, maybe June. July, August, maybe the end of May. And it was in a 4-inch pot, and it was just, there was nothing out, like vining outside of the pot or anything. It was just a little baby plant in a 4-inch pot. And look at this. Now Hoya's, this brand, genus, this this variety of Hoya is known for being a pretty fast grower, and it's filling out in the top. It's got new vines coming out here in the top with new leaves, and of course, trailing all over the place now. And this sits in my Hoya Peperomia shelf, which is probably my favorite little area of the room. I love waking up to seeing what this plant is up to. It gets tendrils, as you can see, and these things, one morning I woke up and this had stretched out to my ZZ plant and was like wrapped its little self around a stalk and was like strangling it. So I kind of turned it around. Now it's heading for my Aglaonema, which is, yeah, it needs a trellis. They like to climb and they like to, be trellised. I just love sort of this wild jungle look, so I haven't wanted to put it on a trellis yet. Maybe I will at some point, but not yet. Yeah, this is the Hoya Carnosa. Did I say that? Yeah, green variety. And what's cute is that it has one variegated vine, which, as you see, has a pink leaf coming in right now. The new leaves come in pink when it's variegated like that, but the rest of it is green. Okay. Okay. Next, Peperomia Obtusifolia Variegated, Variegata. This poor little plant and I got off to a really rough start. I think I have some pictures of when I first got it. This plant, it was in a 4-inch pot. It was root bound, so I repotted it. The problem was my soil was infested with fungus gnats, which led to them spreading through other plants. So I immediately attacked the problem, got rid of them on everything else, but they kept coming back to this plant. I got so annoyed that I sprayed it with horticultural oil, which ended up burning the leaves, especially the leaves that were brand new and trying to grow in at that point. You can see some damage here. I think these brown spots on some of the older leaves. So I took this plant outside. I took it out of the pot, hosed off all the dirt and the leaves, and repotted it, and then just hoped for the best. It had new leaves that were trying to open up, but I'd say it must have gone into shock because they just stopped. They didn't open at all for about a week. And then one morning, it sits in an east window, and we don't get a lot of sun in the morning in the east. Usually it's cloud cover, and the sun may burn through around 10 or 11. But this particular morning, it was clear at 6:30, and I went out there and I looked, and I could see that the leaves that had been closed were starting to open. And since then, it has made up for lost time. It's grown, as I said, when you look at it closely, you can see some of, like, here's one of the baby damaged leaves, but all the leaves on here that aren't damaged are new growth from over the last few months, and which means that pretty much from here up, little leaves down in here are new, and over here this is all new. I adore this plant. It's one of my favorites. It's one of those, so much that I have several Peperomia now, and I want to get another one of these as well, because this lives in the sunroom, but I want one in here too. So yeah, my Peperomia. Oh, look at that variegation. I mean, can you just... Last and absolutely not least, I saved the best for last. This is Hoya Lacunosa. This plant, I was like a wish list plant that I never thought I'd get because I didn't want to, it's expensive to ship it You get like, you know, it was just expensive. It was an expensive plant, and I couldn't find it locally. And I just happened into my nursery, Mickey's Plants, hi Mickey's Plants, one Sunday afternoon, and there they were. So I grabbed it. That was 2 weeks ago. And when it came home, when it had 2 or 3 tendrils of these little vines, and they just went to about the bottom of the pot, maybe a little bit further. And in the last 2 weeks, I have stuck this in a window and watered it once. That's it. And I mean, yeah, this is just, I can't even, every morning I get up and it's like, did it grow another inch? I don't know, but it's amazing. This is known as a fast grower. This particular variety has very tiny leaves. There are other varieties of the Lacanosa whose leaves are a little bigger, but the flowers, which is why I wanted this plant so bad, are beautiful, and they smell like cinnamon. In fact, this is known as the cinnamon Hoya, and they're supposedly so fragrant that they will fill up a room. So I cannot wait until this plant flowers. I don't know if it's a juvenile plant or a you know, how old it is, but at this rate, maybe it'll be flowering by the end of the year. Who knows? But yeah, this hangs in a western-facing window, as does my other Hoya. Both the Hoyas are in western-facing windows, so they get gentle afternoon sun, and it's just taken off. And another thing you might want to that I should mention about this plant is that it likes to stay a little bit moister than your average Hoya, which likes to, you know, most of the varieties are very succulent and like to dry out between waterings. This one can stay a little moist. That's what they told me at the nursery. And so they're just like, just don't let it get bone dry. So I haven't done that, but wow. So yeah, everybody, I'm just going to sit here and hold this. What the heck. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Talk to me in the comments. Talk to me about some of your favorite plants. If you have any of these, or if you want any of these, or if you have any questions about caring or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. And of course, thank you, all of you who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you did. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss my next video. Okay, everybody, until I see you in that next video, I'm wishing you a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves. And I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.